Hello and welcome, PocketWatch here, and it's about time for yet another episode of Umineko Chiru, and this time we are going to see the magic of a different interpretation. So, yeah, this is going to be pretty interesting probably, because we will have, I guess, some kind of like different perspective and view on magic. So it may give me like more clues and tips about what's happening actually, and maybe about the motive. Actually, not about motive, because I don't think like connecting magic to motive works in any way. Yeah. Anyway, let's just go to the episode, shall we? Leave up a like if you liked the episode, dislike if you dislike it, subscribe if you're still not subscribed. You can also support me with the memberships, and yeah, let's just go with that. Let's not waste any more time. Let's do this. The eerie sound of wind and rain. Once again, I had regained consciousness on top of the bed. Okay, so she lost consciousness and woke up on the bed again. The finger that the witch had bitten off was still attached. Oh, was that just a dream? Or a nightmare? I didn't say it wasn't all an illusion, just that it was still attached. Okay. After all, the pain and the teeth marks, as though a witch had bitten it, were still there. And yet, the window, which I had supposedly smashed, had been fixed, as though it had never been broken in the first place. This is such a bizarre place. That's such a bizarre place. I genuinely don't know what to make out of this. How can I escape this creepy room? Why am I locked up in this eerie room all alone? I want to get out. I have to get out. Let me out of here. The chain. The door was sealed with a firm chain. Yep, oh, animation once again. I'm always surprised and like... The animation! Umineko have animations! What the fuck? I could open the crack, but only enough to peek out into the corridor at best. It would probably be hard even to get just a fist through it. The windows wouldn't budge either. They were no better than barred prison windows. The bathroom didn't have a window. The only thing that could get out through here was the water that flowed out if you turned on the tap. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't think of any way out of here. Shut in here like this, I was no more or less than a prisoner. Unless someone came from outside to save me, I wouldn't be able to get out for all eternity. Huh. In that case, couldn't I just call for help? Yeah, you didn't try that, right? I mean, you see the corridor and you can open the door, so you should be able to, like, shout to this corridor. Why it never occurred to her? Huh. Yes, the tiny gap I could make in the door had to exist so that I could call for help. But could I make the words come out? Oh yeah, right. I forgot. Right. Been a while since we had the beginning of this scene. The first time when it happened. I had tried to call out for help before, but for some reason the words couldn't escape my mouth. I might have made some kind of mistake. I might have just lost my voice in my haste and confusion. Okay, let's see. I cracked the door open one more time. A warm light of the hallway flowed in, making the darkness of the room stand out all the more. Though I couldn't hear any voices, I did feel something peaceful. Seriously, this scene with this music, it reminds me of s6e no Uta so much. Like, it could be literally s6e. Like the remake. What the fuck? I was sure that everyone was in the room, at the other end of the hallway, chatting happily about something. If I could just call out, someone would surely come to save me. Holding back some indescribable fear, I tried yelling once more. And no words come out, okay. But the result was the same. It was like trying to yell underwater. All I did was get out of breath, unable to call out in the slightest. Even though I could say as much as I wanted if I just gambled to myself inside the room. Whenever I tried to make my voice reach outside, I choked and was unable to say anything. I understood. My body wasn't the only thing imprisoned in this eerie locked room. My voice was as well. Is it some kind of like... What can this represent? Because Angie is... in the... like, meta of the meta, where she reads. Is this like part of her mind is like locked away? Are these like some kind of like memories that she tried to forget or something and she locked it up? Or something? Thinking that I could use some other kind of sound to call for help, I tried opening and closing the door violently, making the chain rattle. It did sound as though it was making a noisy clunking sound, but I was sure it was no good. Even this sound was imprisoned within the locked room. No matter how harsh a sound I made, I was certain it would be quieter than the leaf falling by the time it reached the door at the end of the corridor. I tried using the hateful chain that sealed the door to make a sound to call for someone, but that only deepened my despair. His chain? That's insane. Okay, what's happening? Even though just a second ago it was a stiff chain that looked like it was used to seal a monster away. At some point, it had transformed into the normal chain lock. What the fuck? So now you are able to leave because you can just open the lock, right? What? This changed everything. Now I could just undo it from the inside. I tried to undo the chain, but I couldn't pull it off. The chain not being long enough for that while the door was still open a crack, then close the door. Of course. Calm down. I swallowed and calmly closed the door. Then, when I saw the chain had slacked enough, I touched it with my finger to make sure. When I was little, I hated chains, because I never get them undone right. I could never. However, that was a long time ago. I could unfasten them normally now. Anyone could, it was easy. At that moment, the terrible thought that the demon who had locked me in this room might have been using this as a trap to give me hope, and they made me despair even more, finally stopped haunting me. The chain looked unfastened, and the chain dangled here right before my eyes. Why you can suddenly leave? What changed in the previous game? Like in the previous episode. What if like... This is clearly Angie because of like previous episodes and like she was like calling dad, mom and brother Oni-chan. So this is Angie. Like for a second I thought maybe this is representation of like some like one side of like Beatrice and maybe the person inside is Beatrice. That's like my thought about like unlocking this, like you know, she found her like other self and like starting to like realizing like each other and she like develops more, and maybe she just like, you know, getting out of like her shell basically, like it was said. But this is Angie, so... What? Now, there was no lock sealing this door. Please, don't torment me anymore, and just open normally. Slowly the door opened. I had closed the door in order to undo the chain, so the warm light from the hallway had been cut off. What if I opened it again, and the warm light was gone this time? I was afraid of that. However, that was... just me over-imagining things. Slowly expanding before my eyes. No, this is normal for a door. As the door let out an annoying creak, The exit from this cursed locked room finally opened. And... okay, we're actually outside, what the fuck? I guess she's like... I guess this is just the room. I think like it still might not make anything correctly. I think like the mansion might be a prison as well. Maybe she still cannot speak. Maybe she still cannot speak. Maybe she just broke through the window, through the door. Huh. I'm starting to think. I don't know. I start to think about this like actually like a Beatrice, you know? Like if you think about this, like Angel was not able to like go away through the door or call or anything. Like she couldn't interact with anyone. She heard everyone in the corridor and stuff, but she couldn't interact with them. It's just like a witch, right? And we know that Angel is a witch, basically, right? Like she have like witch of I don't know, necromancy, something. Anyway, like Angel Beatrice, right? So if she's a witch, then she can interact with people. So I would think that if she's the Beatrice, then the mansion also holding her back, and she will like maybe see others, but will be unable to like meet with them or something. But how would that work? How would that happen? What? It doesn't make sense. Okay, let's just read. I did it. Even my cry of joy was strangled. Yeah, she still can't say. But that didn't matter anymore. All that matters now that I get out. I poked my head out and looked left and right down the corridor. The warm corridor. I sensed people having fun at the other end. Everyone right here. Let's go, right now. What the hell is happening? Oh no, we're playing Golden Slaughterer. Oh no. At the moment, something cold and heartless crushed my throat. What? It was as though an iron loop had been fastened around my neck and pulled on hard from behind. No, not as though. Without my knowing, at some point, a thick metal collar had been fastened around my neck. What's happening? Is she a dog on chain now? When did this happen? And when I turned around, I despaired even more. From the inner side of the door I had just opened, a thick chain extended, which was connected to my collar. Oh my god, this is like another way of torturing her. They let her out, but she cannot move away from the room anyway. What a fucked up, like, what is this, the nightmare? I don't even call, like, how to call this sequence. Maybe I will call this the nightmare. I pulled on it, but it didn't even budge. When I shook it, the whole door creaked. What the hell? The chain that connected to my collar was attached to the inner side of the door. Yes, the same heartless chain that had secured the door a short while back had suddenly become a chain holding me in place. That's insane, that's insane. Damn it, what's going on here? I'm with you. I pulled with all my strength, trying to tear the whole door off. But I already knew from the repeated experiments that it won't even budge. I was sure this chain would disappear once I went back inside the room, but it would never let me leave it. Though it had happened, it had appeared to revert to being the normal chain lock, had nothing actually changed. The fact that chain lock behind me in the room was just as true now as ever. Tears flowing down my face, I pulled with all I had. It was completely useless. No matter what I did, I'd never tear it loose. And I wasn't even permitted to call out for help. I felt a confused anger at how the demon had mercilessly made me think for just an instant that I'd escape. No matter how much I yelled, no voice came out, and no one on the other end of the corridor could hear me. What is this sequence? What's the meaning of this? I think like in like so far in episode 6, like in question arcs in general, in answer arcs, sorry, not in question, in answer arcs in general, this is the most confusing sequence. There's like zero info on this. We just suddenly had Enja in the room, in the meta ward. And she's closed. And we also have Enja in the meta ward. But once again, we don't know when this is happening, because not everything in Umineko have to happen at the same time. So maybe this is the situation that Enja was in before she entered the meta ward. Before she met with Paderin. Maybe this is the sequence that she had to like push through in order to get to this meta ward. Or something. Maybe this is a situation that maybe that's how she felt on Rokkenjima when she was like on Rokkenjima and talking with Sumadera there. Like she felt chained by her hate towards Eva, basically. Maybe that's the representation of this. Maybe this is the conversation on Rokkenjima and her thought process that she wants to escape. And then she will have to like accept that, I guess. And then it will like let her go. Huh. Then I noticed an odd stain on the wall of the corridor. It wasn't a stain, they were letters. Oh? Traced up by the finger that had been covered in red paint. I mean blood, probably. Those letters, which looked like they had been drawn in blood, answered my biggest question. The chain lock must be set. You may unset it, but it must then be reset. You may unset it, but it must then be reset. Unless it is set, the exit of your wheel will be unusable. Exit of yours will be unusable. Oh my god, she will have to create the closed room. She will have to think like Beatrice. She must create the closed room here in order to escape. Okay. I instantly understood the meaning of that unsettling message. Then I tried it out and understood it completely. When I returned to the room and reset the chain lock, the binding around my neck disappears. When I undo the chain lock again, the heavy feeling around my neck returns. In other words, I cannot escape this room while the chain lock is still unset. But that means all I need to do is to set the chain while outside the room. Oh my god, we are going to actually have like tips and... Oh my god, about the closed rooms. Like... I wonder if she can do this alone, because I don't know how you can do this alone. If you, like, you can make like episode 1 second Twilight closed room with Iva and Hideyoshi with like 2 people, and also just faking it was closed in the first place because Butter and everyone else just came by and see the open door, so you could just like fake it that it's like it was already cut, so it was closed. These are my words. But can you actually set the chain from the outside? I don't know how to do this, especially in a situation like that when you have like no tools. Like my eeriest furies about like how to set up the chain like by yourself or something. I mean, not by yourself, like actually by yourself, like second Twilight, but like without like cutting it or faking it. Just like take out the door like from the frame, set the chain and put the whole door into the frame, and the chain is still locked, you know? That would work probably, but you need like 1 or 2 people, and like some tools for that. Okay. I undid the chain one more time. The whitey collar and chain appeared around my neck. I guess you can just like pass through door, close the door, put the chain on the chain, close the door as much as possible, pull up the chain with the chain, and by some luck try to attach it? Maybe? Through this like little gap? Oh wait, but the chain is too short to lock it up with the creak, like open to the door. I stepped out into the corridor and closed the door behind me, leaving only the slightest of cracks. Yeah, that's what I thought. I stuck my hand through the crack, grabbed the dangling chain and tried to reset it somehow. Yeah. That's what I thought. It's so easy to do from the inside, so why it's so hard to do from outside, but it's possible. The gap needed to be wide if I wanted to manipulate the chain well. However, that made the chain too short to reach. Yep, exactly. To bring the chain even close to reaching, I had to close the door as much as possible. But doing that meant there wouldn't be enough of gap to fit my hand in. But you can fit something else, right? Like, the chain is probably... actually, you cannot manipulate chain, then it's just like randomly dangling. But yeah, from like to like close... Okay, let's just read. Chain locks are made to be done from the inside. They're completely pointless if you could set and unset them from outside. That's why the length of the chain is specifically chosen, to prevent anyone from setting it or unsetting it from the outside. Maybe I could manage it with some kind of hard and thin tool. Yeah. If the gap of the door was just finger weaving cross, the chain would have enough length to reach. Yeah, that's like my other thought, that they could like use some kind of tool, but I kind of like discarded this idea because like to put the chain up, it's like the idea that I had right now, like use chain to set up the chain. You don't really have opportunity to like manipulate really the end of the chain, so you probably won't be able to do that. But maybe if they're doing this now, maybe that's the case then. Okay, maybe you can do that. I don't know how you would do that. You would like need some like extreme luck and dexterity for that. If I could just bend the wire hanger so that it fits through the crack and work the chain with that. That's right. There's a closet just to the side of the door. Could there be some hangers in there? Found one. Oh, thank God. A single cheap-looking hanger, like one you might find in the laundry room, was hanging there. Really? I'm pretty sure that's what I last looked a short while ago. Nothing like this was in the closet. Ah, who cares? Quickly, quickly. I twisted the wire hanger, bending the end of the tip and around. I found a loop. At the end, grab at things with this, making sort of the bulgar tool. Okay, so you can actually make somehow working tool for that. I don't know, like in my mind it was impossible, but apparently it is possible. Okay. I dashed out into the corridor again and closed the door, almost as fast as it would go. My wrist could never pass through this. But with the door closed this far, the chain should have extra length to spare. But this crack is large enough for me to stick the hanger through. Now it's just a matter of technique. I would definitely be able to do it if I try enough times, I'm certain of it. Harder than it looks, but the chain is long enough. It isn't impossible. I had finally gotten my hands on one way to escape. Yeah, like, you need like extreme luck for this as well. It was hard, yes, but it was theoretically possible. If it was possible, then I would be able to go out. I would be able to escape from here. If we go into like Umineko cases and characters, the one who would be able to actually do that, I would say, would be Genji. Because Genji is very skilled, it seems. Like, you know how he operates with knives and everything, right? Like, he throw it, hit the butterfly, fly and everything. Genji seems to be like very skilled, like in every manner. So I would assume that he might be able to like actually lock the door from outside with like contraption like this. Okay, that was a weird laugh actually. Mirage coordinator now, what the hell? At the moment, I felt a heavy weight on the far side of the corridor. It felt as though someone inside the room had leaned against the door with their forehead, and she, the witch, had laughed. Then I felt powerful and strange voice, force on the wire hanger. Is she trying to grab it away from me? Yeah, right, like hell I will let go. Like hell I will let my one key out of here gets stolen while my guard's down. Fortunately, I had tucked my wrist through it, so I wouldn't drop it if my hand got tired. You won't be able to snatch this out of my hands. What? Who's laughing? It doesn't sound like Beatrice, to be honest. It really doesn't sound like Beatrice. But maybe it is Beatrice. The witch on the other side of the door watched me and laughed once more. Then I noticed something weird. I looked at my left hand, which I had pressed against the door to hold it in place. And between the fingers of that hand, I could see something red. It was red text wall, okay, I realized immediately. At some point in time, even more bloody letters had been written on the door. And my left hand had been covering them up. Okay. Still fighting against the vice-like strength of the witch beyond the door, I moved my left hand aside. Okay, what's here? What kind of truth is here? Where that had been, bloody letters had indeed been written. It read as though someone had predicted that I would struggle this way from the very beginning. A message directed from the witch to me. No matter the method, it's impossible to set or unset a chain lock from the outside. Okay. I think I will treat this as the red text, because yeah, I will treat them as the red text, you know? These are red truths because they are not spoken but written, and they are written in red. Even if it's not on the screen, we know it's written in red blood. So all of this, like what's here, I will say it's true. So you need to find a way to set the chain from inside. What? How? Oh, right. Still, my theory about like cutting chain and leaving it up is like still the valid around this. Yeah, okay. All tricks down from the corridor had been sealed by the red letters. No way. What is this laughing like a mouse? Is that a rat? Is that Erika? What do we have? Erika trees now? I hear squeaking. There was suddenly a terrible sound, and the force that had been pulling on the hanger was suddenly released. And when I looked at the hanger, it was finally free. I lost all hope. As I had been led by the acid of the room darkness, the tip of the hanger had burned and bubbled and melted away. Aww. Now it was pitifully short. It couldn't be used for anything. It would be useless to search for the substitute. All those games to fasten the chain from the outside had been sealed. Okay, I threw the remnants of the wire hanger against the floor, faced the hallway filled with the warm light, and called for help. However, I just choked, unable to speak at all. Everyone just down the corridor, and everything peaceful there. I can't hear their voices, but I know. I'm sure they're all having a good time playing cards. Please, someone notice me. Why do you know they're playing cards? Are you NJ? Are you sure you're NJ? You were not here before. Which NJ you are? I guess she might be the one from Rokkenjima because she already read the letters and everything, so... But still... Why you know that? What? Someone save me. Is it Ben Castle and Erika? Okay, the cousin is laughing now. This time it wasn't the witch voice. It was the happy voices of everyone else, which I could hear from the other end of the hallway. Wow, way of the torture. Someone come over here and save me. And we are back to actual events on Rokkenjima now. And this is just like continuation, just straight forward from that place. Oh my god. This sequence is so confusing. I'm so interested in this. I like how they delivered us the red truth via the text on the wall. That's very sneaky, Rikushi. That's very sneaky. Not giving the red text on the screen, but giving the red text by the writing. That's sneaky. That's sneaky. But then how you... Yeah, how you create a closed room, you just cut the chain and tell everyone that it was cut. Closed room. In this situation at least. But yeah, you cannot just basically by your own do that. George slammed his last card down, ending the game with his victory once again. Everyone grasped in unison. The cousins' room was filled with laughter as they enjoyed their card game. Okay.
バートラのダイヤの8もエグかったぜ。ああ、もう悔しい。ジョージお兄ちゃんすごい。また勝った。
そうだよ。また僕たちの勝ちだね。
Okay, so they played in teams, I guess. Maria couldn't really hold her own in all-out battle, so she had teamed up with George. Oh, I see. Okay. Which was why she was celebrating his victory. Oh, Canon is here. Yeah. Because he was like supposed to go here. Canon wins and let his cards drop on the table. The game of sevens that Canon and the cousins had been playing had been a fierce battle. Normally, they would take things easy since Maria was there, so the sort of game was rare. Canon had started taking the game seriously and willing to lose. So George and Butler had responded, and the battle had grown fierce. Unlike Butler, who was carefree enough to enjoy it whenever he won or lost, Canon's mood changed drastically, with even victory or defeat. It was less of a dislike for losing and more that he just wasn't used to playing games. He wasn't used to the idea that you win some, you lose some. So even the loss of a game played for fun was something he took very seriously. Since he had resolved to win, and had unfortunately challenged the veterans players, George and Butler, the result was plain to see. Yep, that happens when you take too high difficulty level instantly. But hey, maybe you like Dark Souls games. As Captain slammed to his shoulders, Jessica slapped him on the back.
惜しかった惜しかった。で でも楽しいぜ。本気で戦うのはね。
本気だろうとそうでなかろうと、結果が負けでは何の意味も。
Oh, it's not.
とんでもな
You
い。
need to learn canon new stuff.
本気で戦った結果の負けならすがすがしいもんだぜ。いい加減に戦っての負けじゃ、本気出してたら勝ってたうんぬんで未練タラタラでしょ。
そうだな。全力を尽くしたやつは言い訳しない。そして結果に関わらず爽やかなもんさ。
そうだね。そしてそういう人間が一番怖いのさ。そこから必ず何かを学び成長するからね。
Always learn from the experience.
確かに僕は臆病だから何も学ばなかった。
Yeah, you always try to get into the situations when you basically always win.
だから未だに未熟なんだ。
Yeah. But yeah, he had like some cool events when he basically had no chance and still tried to fight. I'm furniture, so I'm useless to the dream. So it is useless to the dream, because he had rigidly believed that he had distanced himself from everything and shut himself away. However, during that time, Shannon had undergone many life adventures. And now, her hand rested on the door, separating furniture and humans. Okay. The old canon would only have seen this card game as a way to pass time. However, the new canon was now capable of gaining something new from this experience. That could probably be called growth. Furniture does nothing but rot with the passage of time. Being able to grow is a privilege given only to humans. God damn it, we have actual canon development in this episode. Oh my god. Like episode 6 gives so much development to like every single character. Who else will develop? Oh, and he's one-on-one with Jessica now.
西とか書いたり忙しかったんだろ。付き合ってくれて本当にサンキューだぜ。
Yeah.
いいえ、僕も楽しかったです。
Aww.
これが楽しいことなんだって理解できました。僕を無理に誘ってくれてありがとうございます。
私たちはさ、もっともっといろいろなことに挑戦していこう。そして君が知らなかったものを探しに行こう。それでさっきの話だけどさ、ギターとか興味ない？
Oh, they're going to. Oh my god, yes, we need the band, Jessica and Canon together. Oh my god. We need like Jessica singing when Canon is like playing guitar. Oh my god, yes.
いや、別に無理にとは言わない。
Do it! Do it!
きっと難しいでしょうね。
まあね。でもさ、そこは丁寧に教えるし、練習は私も付き合うから。まあ言うほど私も上手くないんだけどね。
At first, Canon was scared of touching a musical instrument for the first time in his life, certain he would make a complete fool of himself. He knew that screwing up like that would make him feel bad. However, Canon was starting to learn.
初めてで下手なのは当たり前です。
Yeah,
それから逃げてたら永遠に何も学べない。
exactly.
何にも至れない。
Oh my god, I like episode 6 Canon! How the hell this character grown so much on me in just like few episodes?
そうさ。
How is that possible?
だからこそ人は上達を実感して面白くなるんじゃねえかよ。私だって最初はさ、右手と左手が別々に動くってだけでもう全然ダメだったぜ。
Left and right hands. Okay, so we can use both hands actually.
でも少しずつコツが分かって。
Oh yeah, because the guitar. Yeah, you need that. You like both hands for that. Okay, makes sense. I'm suspicious about everything. Sorry.
僕もその境地に至りたいです。そのための道の一つにお嬢様との音楽活動があるならぜひご一緒させてください。
本当に？
はい、きっと最初は不出来でお嬢様を失望させてしまうこともあるでしょう。でも本気でやっての失敗だったらそれは清々しいものに違いないとさっきお嬢様たちに教わりましたから。
照れるぜ。
お嬢様のことを
Aw.
もっと好きになりました。あなたは太陽のような人なのに、僕が目を背けていたからこんなにもずっと近くにいたのに、それに気づけなかった。
じゃあもっと好きになってもらえるように頑張っちゃうぜ。いやー
Aw. So cute. Kind of serious and competitive words were more than enough to make Jessica shy. However, Kanon's expression unexpectedly clouded.
僕がお嬢様を好きになれる理由は、だからわからなくて辛いです。
何が？
Huh?
お嬢様が僕を好きになる理由です。
Oh.
お嬢様と違い、僕は何も照らして。
That's a good question, actually. How did it start that Jessica actually started liking Kanon? He's always like close in himself. He always like... Huh. That's a good question.
今だってお嬢様に照らされながらその背中についていってるだけです。そんなみすぼらしい僕をお嬢様が好きになる理由が。
そんなことはないぜ。カノン君にだっていいところはいっぱいある。
恥を忍んでお聞きします。お嬢様は僕の何が気に入られたのですか？
Kanon hung his head. He had never learned anything, so he had never been able to take the lead with her. It made him sad and frustrated that he had always been a one-sided recipient of her affection, and he could do nothing but respond to it. Jessica was lost for words. After all, compared to the reason that Kanon had fallen for Jessica's reason was a lot more vague. Okay. But none less important. She had listened to Shannon talk about her love with George, and at school she and her friends always talk about relationships with boys. There was nothing strange about girls fascinated by the idea of romance, developing an interest in a nearby member of the opposite sex. However, if she were to put that into words, she would be misinterpreted as saying that any nearby boy would have done just as well. Yeah, can you see that? However, if nothing else, she knew what she felt at this moment. She really did love Kanon, and she truly wanted a relationship with him. They might end up together as a result, or they might not. But whenever the outcome, she could accept it as long as she held nothing back. That allowed her to stay true to her feelings, what she knew she felt right now, and act on them seriously. However, she couldn't find the right words to tell Kanon this. When Kanon saw Jessica bite her lower lip in frustration, he finally realized.
バカだな。僕のどこが気に入ったんですかなんて質問、本当にバカらしいと思ったんです。
Oh.
自分に本気じゃないから自分のことさえ理解できてない証拠なんだ。そんなことをお嬢様に言わせようとするなんて僕は最低だ。
Not exactly what she thought, but okay.
そんなことないよ。女の子だって男子に告白されたら最初に聞いてみたい質問だもん。自分のどこを気に入ってくれたの？
それを相手に尋ねる時点で僕そんな未熟者に気に入ってもらえるようなものが。
いや、そうじゃなくて
Jessica panicked, trying desperately to explain how she felt. No, is this like going to break now? No, it's trivial. Just, yeah, push through this. However, Kanon was calm, and then he spoke.
だから僕がお嬢様を好きになるようにお嬢様にも 僕を好きになってほしい。そのために僕は自分を変えていくことにします。
Okay.
今はまだこんな自分をお嬢様に好きになってもらえるとは。でもいつか必ず。
ああ、絶対素敵なカノン君になれるよ。私がベタベタに惚れちゃうくらいの素敵な男の子になれる。私はそれまでずっと一緒にいるから、時間なんていくらでもある。
Yeah. Yeah, unless Canon knows something. Yeah.
ただ時間がそうないのが。
Yeah, like 24 hours.
時間って？
家具の話をするとお嬢様が悲しまれます。
Yeah.
話さなければなりません。
Oh, wait, so... Oh, wait! Canon will tell Jessica the plan. So I was right, telling that Jessica knows something about plan. Because this is like foreshadowing of like telling her, I guess, right? So this is like the additional clue from the clues that I already had. Or maybe this is something else. Anyway, let's just read it.
そしてそれは僕が本気で戦わなければならないことで
Okay.
あるの。
何の話？家具だから恋ができないとか、そういう話ならもう聞きたくないよ。カノン君は家具なんかじゃない、人間だよ。
はい。だから人間になろうと思います。ですがまだ家具なんです。
Okay.
ならなろうよ、人間に。
かつて魔女は教えてくれました。この世の一なる元素、
Love.
それは愛だと。
Yeah.
それはこの世に住まう人間は当たり前のように享受できるものです。
Once again, he's suggesting he's not born in this world, so like fake.
しかし家具として生み出されたこの世ならざる身には当たり前。
Born as furniture. Yeah. More sus sentences.
その当たり前でないものを得るには魔法か奇跡が必要なんです。
They must have magic or a miracle. Suggestion of batteries? In the same way that Nessa and Josama would never have ended up as they have without borrowing the power of that golden butterfly brooch.
さっきからこれがわからないの。
Yeah, this is weird, but I guess I'm kinda on track. Maybe, I mean, it's still like I'm just going around with the same fury because it fits with dates, family tree, and everything I talked in like Discord and on Umineko Fury video.
何がわからぬというか聞かせよ。
今回のゲームが始まり、短くない時間がシャノンやカノンの恋への決意に割かれてきたわ。
Yep.
それ自体は自らを家具と蔑んできた少年少女の青春の決意と成長の物語と好意的に見てもいい。でも二人のある前提にさっきから強い違和感を覚えるの。
なぜ魔法が必要なのか。
Yeah, okay. I didn't thought about this, but true.
であるか。
シャノンもカノンも、いえ、あえて家具と呼ぶわ。家具たちは最初から一貫して人間とは恋愛ができないと主張してきた。
Okay.
そこに黄金蝶のブローチという魔法が介在し、その魔法という奇跡の結果、ジョージお兄ちゃんとの恋愛が成立した。
Okay, based on the Fury, I will like interpret it that way that they are furniture because they are servants, and by the magic of the like golden brooch and stuff is that they, in order to achieve love, well, yeah, they need magic. And what's magic on Rokkenjima? Beatrice. So they must create the legend of Beatrice for some reason to make people they want fall into them. That sounds dumb because I don't know why that would be the requirement. But that could be interpreted that way, I guess.
そう主張してるわ。身分の違いによる許されぬ恋が実るには魔法の奇跡でもないことにはありえぬと、そう考えたとしても無理はあるまい。
そうね。だから使用人の身分であるシャノンとカノンが共に後ろ宮家の
Yeah, it's pretty much impossible for them to be together in normal circumstances.
自らを家具と卑下したとしても、それは納得できるの。
Yeah.
ではそなたの納得できない点とは？
再び魔法の力がなければ結婚はできない。それがシャノンとカノンの2人の共通認識になってる。これがどうしてもよく理解できないの。
After meeting in secret for quite some time, George and Shannon had finally gotten engaged. Both were fully prepared for it emotionally, and though there would be some trouble with the relatives, it had got to the point where it would probably be impossible for anyone to prevent their marriage.
結ばれようとする2人の間に立つなぞ。飛ぶ矢の前に立ちてそれを掴もうとするにも等しい愚行よ。
そういうこと。伴侶を生涯守りきると誓ったジョージお兄ちゃんにとって両親の反対や感動さえ恐れるものではない。
Yeah.
むしろそれらさえも彼女への愛を示すちょうどいい試練だとさえ思っているわ。
Yeah.
つまり2人は必ず結婚する。
Makes sense.
誰も拒めない。そして2人は婚約を快諾した。
誰にも拒めない、阻めない、馬に蹴られてなんとやらであるな。
そうだから不思議なの。魔法なんて必要ない。
True. If Josh and Shannon had wanted Eva approval for the engagement, then magic really might have been necessary. After all, Eva had forbidden his relationship with her. No matter how much George spoke on Shannon's behalf, the chances of Eva being convinced were virtually zero. If that were the case, it would be understandable if they wanted a magical miracle to make Eva acknowledge the engagement. Yeah.
しかしジョージお兄ちゃんはきっぱりと誓ってるわ。両親に婚約を認められなくても構わないと。
George have magic. We remember that. He have this like magic barrier that can like... What was that? It can like reflect? No, it can like absorb power and like add it to his strength, something like that.
そう。
The counter barrier, I think it was called.
2人の婚約を阻む理由は何も存在しないの。
George, the magical boy.
そしてそれはシャノンだってよく知ってるはず。なのになぜ彼女はこの順風満帆の婚約を受けたこの夜になおも魔法の奇跡を祈るの？
魔法の奇跡を得なければ結ばれる資格もないというのが家具たちの主張であるな。
つまりこういうこと。シャノンはジョージの婚約を受けているけど、魔法の奇跡がなければ成就されない障害が残っていると知っていることになる。
I mean, she knows about the plan, right? Like, people will die in the first Twilight. So, if she knows that, then her praying for the miracle is that George will not die, basically. Like, George should not be chosen by the roulette of Beatrice and not die. Because George can certainly die, as we learned from episodes 4 and 5. He died in 4 and 5 only, I think. So he can certainly die. So yeah, that thing can happen before they get married. So they need miracle for that. Okay, that makes sense now. Why they need magic. They still need magic. They need magic to survive. Both of them need to survive.
そしてその障害は2人の努力では取り除けないとも。だから魔法という奇跡が必要。どうして魔法がいるの？愛し合う2人に結ばれるための他にどんな奇跡が必要だっていうの？
Like, they could be even chosen as the second Twilight victims at this point, as they've been before. Oh right, George died as well in the episode 3. Now when I spoke about second Twilight.
ふむ、なる。
Father listened to Ange's interpretation, smiling in a satisfied way. Apparently, she had already reached that conclusion and was enjoying watching Ange finally manage to do the same.
そしてその疑問はカノンにも向けられるわ。ジェシカお姉ちゃんとの恋路は始まったばかりだけど、二人の気持ちはまっすぐ。何の障害もないわ。黄金蝶のブローチの力なんか関係なく、
Yeah.
何年もの交際を経て、やがては結婚に行き着いても何もおかしくない。こっちも障害は何も存在しない。
クラウスと夏日に結婚を認めさせようと思わない限り、こち
Yeah.
らもまた魔法。
そういうこと。シャノンの生き方を見て、カノンもまた生き方を変えた。そして素直な気持ちを伝え、ジェシカお姉ちゃんと二人で恋路を歩み始めた。必要ないのよ、もはや魔法は。片思いの相手になら恋のおまじないも必要かもしれない。でももはや両者は相思相愛、意思も疎通できてる。なのにどうしてその上魔法の奇跡が必要なの？
Both pieces of furniture are in relationships of mutual love. There shouldn't be any need for miracle any longer. So why does they still desire a miracle of magic? And on top of that, the single brooch is portrayed as bestowing only a single miracle. Yeah. It feels almost as though Shannon is hesitating because if she uses up that miracle for herself, consciousness of love will be automatically sealed away for eternity. Yeah, that's what we get from the initial discussion when we learned like Yoshia name. When Shannon and Kanon were talking and I said like, why it's only one of them and not both of them? Why it can't be both of them? And this just like ties up to that double name thing and appearance theory.
つまりこういうことよ。どうして家具は恋をしてはいけないの？
Actually, good question. I didn't thought about that.
魔法という奇跡なくしてはなぜ恋が許されぬことになっているのかか。
そして堅くなに恋ができないと嘆いていた家具たちにそれを許すことのできる黄金蝶のブローチって
Yeah.
一体何だっていうの？
もちろん魔法の結晶であるぞ。
It's crystallization of magic. And I think about the brooch we'll learn in the next episode. I think it's enough. I have recently some problems with uploading longer videos, so I think this is the fine spot to end. Because we are going to have more conversation about magic between two Beatrices. So I think that will be fine. That was a very interesting episode. We had that confusing locked room and additional red truths apparently written on the doors, on the walls by the like blood, so by red. So I will call them the red truths. I hope I'm right. Maybe I am. I will interpret it like this. Maybe this interpretation is right. I hope so. So yeah, I think that will be it. So thank you all for joining for this episode. Thank you for being with me. Thank you, channel members, for supporting me. Big thanks to you. And yeah, I know what else to say. Thank you all for being with me for this journey on Umineko. And I will see you in the next episode of Umineko Chiru. So for now, Pocket Watch is going out.